I was just checking a moment ago to see it hasn't quite started yet. We've got a few minutes before things get rolling. This is one of the sales that we're doing to clear some of the inventory out of the store. It's exciting because we're going to be going on new adventures, new horizons, still collecting and still selling, but we'll be doing more of the selling online after the store moves along. But today is the first of several auction sales that will be happening over the next month or so. This is a lot of the sort of smaller stuff from around the shop. And we actually had this auction sale planned before we even knew what we were doing with our store anyway. But it should be pretty exciting. It is a live stream, which means that there will be live auctioneers calling the auction. If you've not logged into the auction before, you can go to kauctions.ca and you can find the site there and look for the curiosity sale, which is starting any minute. I think you can still sign up to bid right now. So if you're just logging in and you're just finding this sale, log in. Maybe there's something there you'll think is cool. You have something from the shop. You might see something that you saw on the show. Everything that was actually in the store came generally from when I was out doing a video or something anyway. So you'll probably likely see some things that look familiar from an episode if you go back and watch enough of them. I hope you guys are all doing really well. It is a kind of a nice day outside. It's not too cold. It's an early spring sort of day. And boy, oh boy, I hope it warms up a tiny bit more. I'm going to go out after this and work on my truck a little bit. I'm going to put an inline fuel filter on. And I'm going out to see a lady just a little outside of town who's got some collectibles for sale. So there will be some new pick-in videos coming very soon. But today is all about the other end of the business, which is selling stuff. So we have almost 800 lots in this auction sale. Everything ranging from vintage jewelry to statues to toys to everything in between, artifacts and all sorts of stuff. So you're going to see a good variety of items there, and hopefully there's something that that you'll see that you like. The other side of doing these live feeds, the other side of showing you the auction results, is that for those of you that buy and sell like I do, it's a good way to kind of see what the markets will bear for certain items so that you don't overpay as a buyer. It helps me when I'm buying because it gives me a sense of what things will sell for. And I always have to consider what something will sell for at an auction versus out of a retail front or online, because you can ask whatever you want for something. That doesn't mean it's actually going to sell for it. So we are, very excited to get going here. I'm going to flip the camera around. Melissa will be moderating today. I'm looking at her. She's over there off camera. There are some books and things like that. There's some 1800s cookbooks and all sorts of things. I am just going to try and get the auction and get going. There we go.
15, 20, return 15, hand, but of a good,
hey, I don't recognize this guy.
Last call, but of a 20, sold 15,
looks like they got a new auctioneer.
But move on, time down, but of a 30, had a down to down on the wheel.
There we go.
Scale, wolf town to down, but of a 30, had a down to down, but of a 30, 25 down, but of a 30 to down, get negative 30, 25, but of a 30.
So this is a hand-painted statue of a werewolf.
So $25 in town. Gonna be real good bond.
Nice antique steam shovel.
Antique steam shovel. Time to down. Gonna be pressed.
I always like that you can only understand a few words of what they're saying. It's like when you run into somebody out in public and they're speaking a different language that you don't speak and you pick up the occasional English word. That's like auctioneers.
60, 50, 60. Last call, but
steam shovel. Well, look at that. Oh, I hope this is the lady that bought the last two. This is the matching piece and we couldn't find it at the last sale. She wanted to get the matching piece to match her other ones, and this is her opportunity. So we'll have to find out after the sale if it was her that got it. There it goes. And that was signed by the artist too. This is actually a full-size blanket. They didn't unfurl it, but it is a wool U.S. Air Force blanket. I got it from Major Jerry Burry, who was part of the Mercury 7 space program. His son Keith Burry lives in town here, was a radio disc jockey for many years, and sold me a lot of his items that were excess.
35, 35, 30 for 30 for 35, but a coon could be negative 35, 30 for 30 for 35, what about 35, what about 35, all done, take it negative.
Somebody said they'd like to see Porky Pig as an auctioneer. Maybe Porky Pig was an auctioneer.
Real good bonds are down. Gonna be thank you.
He didn't just have it. It was impressive enough that a pig could talk, let alone have a debilitating stutter.
35. So 30. Here it is now. I'm
just going to try, don't get dizzy at home there. I'm just going to try and level out the screen a little bit.
Kingfisher, time, negative 35, 35. So 30, head down, but move on, time to now.
Battery operated freight train. These are just fun sort of things to put on display.
30, 25, 30. I'm negative 30, 25, negative 30, so 25.
Oh, he's moving really fast.
10, 15, 10, 12 and a half, 10, negative 10, 12 and a half.
The first few lots, the first 20 lots or so are vintage model kits and airplanes and things like that. We had bought that giant collection. I don't know if you guys ever saw that episode I put up. But we bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of old model kits, and we wholesaled most of them out, and I kept some back at the shop, the older ones.
I know, 12 and a half, 15, negative 12.
Well, that was sold at Zeller's. That was part of Hudson's Bay Corporation. It was like a Walmart, kind of. That's what went out of business when Target came in. And then Target went out, too. In Canada. Of course, there's obviously still Targets elsewhere.
Move on, time to down, gonna be 30. A hot down to down, gonna be 25. Now 30. I'm gonna be negative 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, bit of a 30, 25, negative 30, 25, bit of a 30, 25, 30, so 25. Bum, but I've gone, keep it negative, but I'm 10, 12 and a half, but I'm 10, negative, vintage, Blue Angels. Here it is, 10, 12 and a half, 10, negative 10, 12 and a half, 10, would have been 12 and a half, 10, negative 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half. So
we have 700 or so lots to go.
50, 60,
we're going to cover the first hour of the sale. We kind of get out of the model kits right away. And ironically, I just posted a video about visiting our friends over at Swish Vintage. We've got some vintage dresses coming up right away here. We'll see how those do.
50, 60, last call. So 50, room bum, but a conquer, negative beam, but move on, time to now. Room bum, but a conquer, negative 35, 35, 30 for 30 for 35, but 35, but World War II. 35, 35, 30 for 30 for 35, but 35, but negative 35. So 30, there she be, the down.
I'd like somebody to slow down an auctioneer's chant so we can actually hear what he's saying. I have a feeling it's a lot of humana humana.
Negative 10 to now, gonna be sector, plain time in a box to now, gonna be 10. A hot of 5, I'll take that, buying colors to now, gonna be 5. $5 for model kit. Move on, time to now, gonna be negative 5. Move on, time to now. Room bum, but a negative 10. 10 to now, gonna be 10, 10 down, but a negative 10, but a German bomber. Kick time to now, gonna be negative 10. Room bum, but a negative 10, 10, but 10.
Oh, geez, Sandfire, thank you so much for the super chat.
So, 7.5 to now.
And I didn't, you didn't even have to ask a question or anything, but thank you. Really appreciate that. Go Inspire says, I guess no more house clearances for you, Alex. Oh, no, that's where you're wrong. By me not having a shop that I have to worry about, that means that I will have tons of time to do things like house clearing and all sorts of stuff. If you've noticed on my channel, we sell at auction quite a bit. So we'll still do it. In fact, everything from Mary Borgstrom's house and everything from Betty Jones' house went straight to auction. So I'll have plenty of time. I'll turn that down a tiny bit. We'll have actually a lot more time to do stuff like that. You guys just wait. I got all kinds of great plans of stuff to do. Home clearouts, renovations, car restorations, all the stuff that you guys love about the channel is still going to be happening. It just means I don't have to go hang out at a store anymore. I can just have more free time, more time with the family, and more time to do fun stuff. Francisco asks, are you getting a warehouse? No, I kind of built one attached to my house. But I don't need a warehouse because we have warehouse space at the auction house that they let us use. So I have a great system in place for taking stuff directly to the auction house. They have a big space there where I can offload and sort and directly sell it. It's going to work out perfectly. It's going to be great for the family, and it's still going to be great for the YouTube channel. Don't fret, guys. I still have plans of doing lots of fun stuff.
45, 50, anybody's in, negative 45, 50, 45, 50. So $45 in hell. -10.
Oh, thanks, Sandfire. She's just paying it forward. That's really kind of you. This is actually really cool. It's too bad he's got a little, he's missing a little toe that needs some repair, but that thing is huge. It's a really cool King Kong. It's, I don't know, probably like 14 inches tall or something.
So $35 in half.
Jules says, I'd love to, sorry, I have a super chat there. Will you start selling more things on eBay now since you're closing? I'll probably sell some stuff on eBay, the higher end stuff for sure. Here's the benefit of not having a brick and mortar store. One is I don't have to pay to warehouse inventory for years, which is what a lot of antique stores have to do. I will be able to do more renovations, house clear outs, storage locker type things, and be able to move that straight along through the auction. I'll have more time to work with some of my friends, with Josh, Jakota, Hans. It's just going to free up a lot more time to do the things that we love. When I was doing the house clear outs for Mary's house or for Betty Jones' house, I actually had to close the store for about a month during Betty Jones' house because it was so much work, and I couldn't get coverage at the store. So we actually shut down for about a month or so over the holidays there. And I really, really love doing renovations and house clear outs and explorations and travel. The question I was going to answer before was somebody said, well, maybe we'll like to see more travel videos. In fact, prior to COVID, Melissa and I were doing quite a bit of travel videos and travel vlogs, visiting places, and we plan on doing that again. So I'm excited to spend a little bit more time traveling, exploring with my family, just living our best life. And Zoltar will likely find a home in my garage at home. Let's see if I can put him there. Melissa's making a face. She doesn't want the creepy fortune teller at the house. But we'll see. We'll see where Zoltar ends up.
So right there, thank you.
Lots of 1/6 scale, which are pretty big. These are detailed sort of little action figures that came out. We sold a lot of these that were in the box last year when we had the big collection of monster stuff come in. And in fact, all those monster dioramas will go to auction for May. I am busy sorting and organizing for a giant auction sale right now. Oh, here's Vincent Price. That's quite the hat he's got on. You wouldn't be able to fit inside of a little hatchback wearing a hat like that.
So $15. Real good bonds in hell. I sure appreciate all your bidding times in hell. What have we got? -10. I'm going to -10, 10. What about you? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Todd Black says, I can't wait to see what you do next.
So 7.5. I'm going to 30. How about 20 down? Going to be detailed. X-file times down. Going to be 10, 10. What about you? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Good negative B.
Let's see. Oh, he leaned back to the microphone. I'll turn him up a little bit.
If I can't get $10, I gotta move on times in.
Steve Simon says, what's the auctioneer doing with his hands? He's casting a spell, I think. He's casting a spell to encourage bidding. Actually, a lot of times auctioneers are used to signaling to people on the floor, so they probably still do the hand gestures as though they're signaling to people on the floor.
12.5, 15. I didn't say the D word. 12.5, 15. 12.5, 15. 12.5, 15. Sold $12.5 a now.
There we go.
Sure did. By golly,
Deluxe Scrabble set. There's a fight in a box. And this is a game that helps you discover which of your family members are mildly illiterate too.
So $25 an hour.
This is the biscuit container that I found, I don't know, I want to say like about 10 videos ago. Had a lot of neat stuff come out of there.
So $25.
Laser Blazer.
How about this one today? So
you get an 1800s biscuit container, which is lovely.
How about 30, 20, 10? I'll take 10 down. 10. 10 down.
And then we move right along into Laser Blazer.
Quick on the fines and hand, negative 5.
Well, that's fine. Some of the things might not be for everyone, so we'll go on to the rotary phone, I think, pretty soon here, see how that goes. $25.
25 down, negative 30 down. Gonna be black, rotary time, telephone time down. What about 30? How about that now? Bit of a 30, 30, 25, bit of a goon, gonna be negative 30, 25, bit of a 30, 25, 30, hold on, 25, 30.
Stardust says, is Zoltar for sale? Potentially, I guess. I don't really have a space for him at my house, but I do like him a lot. That the case that he's in is actually a replica of the case from the movie Big, and it was a limited edition, so it was pretty neat.
So 20 there.
Silver plate. Silver Jubilee plate. Why, the Queenie could take her tea and crumpets on this here. Why, is the fancy plate's got a crown on it.
Sold $17.50 an ounce, bit of a coon, gonna be negative 20. A hundred thousand down, gonna be antique baking, pan tons an ounce, gonna be 30, 20, 10. A hundred thousand down, bit of a gun, gonna be negative 10 the down, gonna be 10, 5. I'm gonna negative 5, 5. I can only hang around 5 for so long, and then we gotta move on. Time down, gonna negative
$5 for baking. Can somebody buy that? You can bake your muffins.
Moving on, time to now.
Well, this has a bit at least. Hurdle tractor.
Whip trailer time now. Tractor trailer 35, 30 for 30 for 35, 35. 30 for 30 for 30 for 5.
I'm going to read some of the comments as it goes here too. So I'll try and read and answer some questions and comments as it goes.
30. Negative 20, 1. That's really cool. 73.
Hannah says, watching younger people try to use rotary phones is funny. Yeah, we used to put one on our counter and let the kids try and figure out how to phone their parents. It was an adventure.
20, 20, negative 25. So 20 there. I'm bit of a good bounce in him. Gonna move on time to now. More Alberta ones in him. Gonna be for the pair.
Yeah, we got a little batch of license plates coming up here.
Negative 10, 12 and a half. The front and the back. 10 down, 10, 12 and a half, negative 10, 12 and a half, negative 10, 12 and a half.
Anthony says, what happens to items if they're not sold? If they're not sold, they'll try them at a future auction. If they don't sell after a couple tries at future auctions, we are offered them back. But a lot of times we donate them to charity. The reason why people are probably buying some of these license plates is that people use them as decor in their garage. If you have a 1970 car, let's say, you might want to put that on the front. Here in Alberta, you actually only require a rear license plate legally. So you can put a decorative front plate on that could say, you know, world's best grandpa, or you could get a plate that matches the year of your vehicle. And that's what a lot of people do. Now, when you see a pair, a matching set, if you have collector's insurance, you can actually register these plates to your car, and you can use the antique plates as your license plates. Now, those are awfully dusty, but they may clean up.
10, so 10 to down, got a real good bonds in hell. Congrats to 35, but 40, 40, 40, but 35, but 40, but 40, but 40, 35, but 40.
Well, at this rate, we're going to get through a whole bunch of lots. Usually it's 100 lots an hour, and we've done 58 lots in 14 minutes. This guy's going 3 times faster than the normal auctioneer. One of our viewers in Washington State buys license plates and he turns them into birdhouses. I don't know if you remember hillbilly birdhouses that he came through to our store on a video once and gave us a cowboy boot that had a license plate for the top and turned into a birdhouse.
10 down, gonna be 10, 12 and a half, negative 10, negative 10, 12 and a half, negative 10.
People craft with them and all sorts of stuff.
Negative 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half. So 10, there she be. By golly, you had to say the dirty words and now. Gonna be 12 and a half, 15, 15, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15, negative 12 and a half, 15, 15, 10, 12 and a half, 15. So,
okay, we'll get through the plates here. We'll get through the license plates. And then we're coming up to baseball cards and dolls and all sorts of stuff. So it looks like there's going to be a little bit more variety coming up before too long. Joe Inspires, he says, is he saying real words? I don't know. Speaking of Scrabble, I don't think I'd want to play Scrabble with an auctioneer because they'd put like humana sold as a word. And we'd be like, that's not a word. And he'd be like, it sure is. I say it all the time. You guys ever have to bring out like a dictionary when you're like, I don't know about that. That doesn't seem real to me. And then you bring out a dictionary to fact check because you don't trust like your Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete, that's not a real word. Oh, yeah, it is. I use it daily. And then you look it up and you're like, no, it's not. I think Monopoly is probably one of the best and worst games at the same time because it takes hours and hours and hours to play. And within the first few turns, you know that somebody's already failing miserably, and you drag them through. It's like watching real life unfold. Somebody's misstep, they spent their money on the wrong thing, and then you just are collecting debts and they're mortgaging their properties, and you're basically annihilating family members for hours just to prove a point.
15. So 12.5 there now.
I was always excited to play the game of life, and I had one called, was it Cannonball Island or Fireball Island or something? It had like a volcano and these little red marbles, and you'd move along and knock a little red marble down at your people. I do remember playing that as a kid. And I saw it on an episode of Goldbergs. I think they have it on their bookshelf on the Goldbergs. And I was like, hey, I remember those.
$7.50 an hour. Gonna be good bonds an hour. Negative 20. 20 bid 5. 20 bid 5, 5 bid 5. 20 bid 5, bid 20. Gotta be negative 20 bid 5 bid 5, 5 bid 5. So 20.
Kel says they're interested in the Walton's dolls that I picked up the other day. They are not in this auction. They will be at the next auction. And I will advertise when that's happening. Actually, I have them right here somewhere. All that stuff I picked up the other day is gearing up for another auction sale. Oh, Teresa Menachukchi says, fingers crossed for great auction. Thank you. We will have several of these to go. And then the goal is basically I will go do videos, acquire things until I have enough to do an auction sale, and then I'll haul it down to auction.
Whole different story here, down, 50, 60.
Whole bunch of baseball cards.
50, iron 60.
One of these days, I'd like to get a British auctioneer to do an auction sale. They're so calm.
50 and 60, 50 and 60. Last call. So 50, a real good bond now.
I missed the comment that Sandfire said. I see a lot of people saying sorry to hear that Sandfire, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Now 60, iron 50.
I didn't see the comment. Either way, we hope you're doing well.
50 and 60, 50, 60. Last call, hold on. 50 and 60. So 50, I'm done the down, gonna move on down to down, gonna be 10 down, gonna be 10, 12 and a half, gonna be 10, gonna be 10, 12 and a half,
Oh, how times have changed.
Do it again, but I'm gonna be negative last call.
Nitrous Diecast is asking, are you doing one auction for all the, oh, here's some Pyrex. Dave is asking if we're doing one auction for all the comic books. No, there's some comic books in this sale that we're doing right now, and there'll be some comic books in the next sale. And all the, we have tons of boxes of comics. I'll likely sell them off by the box load, like 100 comics at a time.
40 down, 40, 30.
I don't remember playing a game called Racco, Randy, but I did play Mousetrap. I think I like gadgety games. Maybe that's what it was. Or where I could be a little car or something, you know?
30. Real goodbye, Peter Pan Towns and Hell.
Old Noma Christmas lights. That's funny. That's like that looks like a YouTube title page. Like, look what I found today. Christmas lights, you know? That's like the original YouTube title page picture right there.
Sold $40 an ounce, gonna be real good bonds in hell. Going west town, gonna be 35, 40.
Meccano's fun stuff. I don't know why more kids didn't play with it nowadays. Video games aren't everything. Meccano is great stuff. Mima Mary says, wishing you well on your future endeavors. I know they'll be fun to watch. Oh, yeah. Sandy said, how did Swish like Madame Rack's clothes? They thought they were great. When Swish bought the clothes that were left, it was all the clothes I pulled out of the attic area, so they needed a lot of cleaning. But there was a lot of interesting and good stuff in there. So we were very pleased that they liked them, and they've been very good partners for us when it comes to clearing vintage clothing.
$7.50.
And they're just nice people.
20
Cupid doll. It's a Cupid doll.
I'm not sure what it's called. I'm going to be doll statue.
Cupid doll. Probably was a carnival prize at some point. There's two of them.
So 20.
Knock down the things and win a doll for your gal.
All done. Last call.
Leslie says, her father was in the antique business for 40 years. I love auction sales. I went to a house the other day and the family had owned a secondhand shop. And so when I said, I have to buy these things at a price that I can resell, they're like, tell us. Our dad was in that business. They were so easy to deal with. There, it was the best when you run into somebody who is also comes from a reselling background.
Last call, 35.
There's a scary looking little dude. I don't know what movie that's from. It's probably from some movie. The Blob. It looks like a melted person or something. I don't know what it is.
It's kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of sort of.
It's hand painted. I mean, you know, if you feel like you need that in your life, Mike in Ontario felt like he needs that in his life.
So 10. Real good bond today. I'm gonna move on.
Next time you visit Grandma at the retirement lodge, you should just put that on her nightstand when she's sleeping and see if she notices when she wakes up. Oh, maybe that's a little dark. I shouldn't.
12 and a half, 15, negative 12 and a half, 15. So 12 and a half, 10 and a half. Out she goes and down. Gonna be 20 but 5. 20 but 5, it'll be 20, give it negative 20 but 5, it'll be 20, give it negative 20 but 5, it'll be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Oh,
so
yeah, there goes a bunch of Fisher Price stuff. That little bus is full of people too. For $7.50, somebody's getting a good deal on some Fisher Price toys. That's probably like about a third of what they're worth, maybe. It's a very cool hand-painted mummy.
I'm gonna be 20, but fine now. Gonna be 20, but still 20 now. I'm gonna go negative 20, but 1.
It's really nicely detailed. Like it was actually professional artists that did all these dioramas and displays and stuff.
I'm gonna go negative 20.
And this would hang in your kitchen, I think, to put like your tea towels and stuff inside of.
So $15
little train set.
Good bonds in town. Gonna be 60 on 70. Different story here in town. Gonna be CN times in town. Gonna be train set time down. Gonna be 60 now 70. I would. Now,
oh, thought we lost the live feed for a second there. Nope, he just cut out for a second.
$70 here in town. Gonna be negative 60 and 70. 60 and 70. Sold 60, real good bond now.
Oh yeah, the Terminator should do well. This is actually kind of a rare thing for people that are into action figures like this. It's probably worth like 120 bucks or something like that to the right person.
40.
They move so fast. I guess if you got to be quick to bid on this stuff today. I think I think his voice must be off. Because he's still talking when things have already ended. I really like the graphics on these old model kit boxes. Look how nice the artwork is. You know, they used to hire an artist to do the art for these boxes. I think it was so much more interesting. And it makes me wonder what happened to the original artwork. Like, what happened to the artwork that was done for this box? Somewhere that painting exists. Probably stored in the Monogram warehouse somewhere.
20 but 5, 30, 30, 30, but about 30, negative 20 but 5, but about 30, negative last call and ham, but about 30, 25, but about 30, but about 30, sold $25. I'm bit of a goon, got negative B, hit it bomb, but of a gun, got negative 10, 12, and
okay, those weren't any words. How many, you know, how many, bippity boppity boo. Like, I'm pretty sure he was quoting bed knobs and broomsticks in there for a second. No. There's an auctioneer that says bippity boppity boo a lot. Halamazoola, bippity boola, bippity boppity boo. $12.50. Angela Lansbury, maybe she was an auctioneer in another life.
So $15 in now.
I haven't met this auctioneer, but he sure is wound up today. I can tell you that much. Auctioneers are the reason why Red Bull exists, I think. This would have been something they took on a ship. This would have been something that they actually took in 2 parts onto a ship and put in their quarters. It is kind of a cool piece. It needs a little TLC, but it's all there. There it goes. All right, here we got an antique child's working piano with stool. How about that, folks? Put your little kid on it. Where we go? We're going to start. $22.50. See, I can do this. We got 20, we got 25. Let's go 22, 22 and a half. 25's mid, folks. Sold.
22.50.
Maybe I'm gonna miss my miss my calling as an auctioneer. We got a big gumball machine coming up here soon too, which is pretty cool. Oh, and these Diamond Disc Edison records that are coming up, I think they're new old stock. They still have like little paper on them and stuff. That just came out of that barn
Gumball machines are now going to be no key, but big deal.
Larry says, don't sell your properties, rent them out. Larry, if I don't sell my properties, I won't have the money to buy another hoarder house or do things like that. So if I'm transitioning to do other things, such as house clear outs and renovations, I do need to have that capital in the bank so we can afford to buy properties and play around with that a little bit.
110, all done, negative 110. So, $100. Here it is, 10, 10, 10, 10, negative 10. Hi, 10, 10, negative 10, 12 and a half, 10, negative 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12.
These take a very specific type of player called a diamond disc player, which is would have been a very expensive system at the time.
So, 10.
These records, these albums are like twice as thick as a 78. And it would have given you much clearer sound. It was like the highest technology at the time, around 100 years ago or longer ago. And it was kind of surprising to find boxes of brand new records like that in that barn with those. Actually, some of the Graphanola reels are in this sale too. A bag of rock concert t-shirts, but they didn't lay them out to show you what was in there.
60, 70. Negative be 80, down, gonna be negative be more time, down, gonna be rock concert.
Oh, Sandfire, I'm so sorry to hear that.
$90.
I hope that you heal quickly, that you're able to go through the treatments, and that we're able to see you for many, many more years on our channel.
$90. So, 80, real good bonds are down. Next up, we got the down, gonna be 35 there now. 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. I'm gonna go negative 35, 35, 35, 35.
Rosebud.
35, last call. 35, 35.
Pulled us out of the barn.
Pretty cool looking. 35.
Barn fresh.
35.
See, $30 for a sled. If you went to somebody's house like I do, and you asked what they would want for a sled like that, a lot of times people think, oh, well, that was worth like $300. Not necessarily. It's only worth what somebody is willing to pay for it.
Last call. 30 for 30 for 35, whatever 35, whatever says it now, gonna be jump, be shots in hell, gonna be 35, 35, 35, whatever 35, whatever can't give it negative 30.5. Sold for 30.
It's a little teapot. The reason why this is being sold as is that the spout needs to be brazed back on. Otherwise, it's fine. It's a cute display piece anyway. You probably put flowers in it or potpourri or whatever. You could do things with it. It'd be cute in a garden even.
So 22.50. 35,
spittoon. My great grandpa used to chew tobacco and had a spittoon. And there wasn't a time that I went to visit their house where I wasn't afraid of accidentally knocking it over and having to clean it up. So I kept like there was this invisible barrier around his chair that he sat with a spittoon next to it. And I would just keep clear of it at all costs. I didn't want to go anywhere near his gross spittoon.
12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 15, 12 and a half, 15. I'm going to go negative 20, 20. How about that?
Some people are saying, they really wanted to meet me at the store or come by the shop. I am planning on doing meetups still. So if you do enjoy the channel and you do want to ever get together, when I travel around to places, whether it's down in the United States or across Canada, I will do my best to do meetups, meet up at a coffee shop or something. And if you're able to come and visit, then it'd be great to see you. Justin Thompson says it's out of focus for him. If your screen is showing a little out of focus, you can change your settings to 420 or 720p. That should clear things up.
10 down, gonna be 10, 12 and a half, gonna be 10, negative 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half. So right there, the down, gonna be congrats, $10 a down, gonna be this one down, gonna be 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15, now 20, now 5, now 20, but 5, 5, gonna be 20, get negative 20, but 5, 20, but 5, 30. How about that now, negative 30 to him, but 25, 30. 25, 30, 40, 35. How about that now, gonna be 35, 35.
I don't think I'll be moving the trees behind the store. I think that would be pretty bad if you sell the property and then the new people show up and you've removed all sorts of vegetation from the back. I wouldn't feel right about doing that. We'll go and find new fruit trees.
Now 20. How about that?
And we'll put them where we want them.
Negative 20 but 5, 20 but 5, 20 but 5, 5 but 5, 5 but 5.
Actually, the two of the trees in the backyard at the store were plum trees. They put out really great, sweet plums last year. Hello, Alex. I've been watching for a while. I just wanted to thank you, Melissa, for being such an inspiration. Your personality reminds me of my late father, and it's a breath of fresh air. Oh, well, that's very nice to hear. And clearly, your great father was a cool dude.
35, 30, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, negative, negative, 35, 35, 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, last call down, gonna be negative.
Oh, somebody says they stepped on their Uncle Orm's spittoon. It was quite an experience. Thank goodness for footy pajamas. Gross. I think it's worse if you step on it with footy pajamas. Like, because then you'd be leaving little tobacco dripping footprints all over the house. Somebody would have had to pick you up and carry you, probably wring out your foot. How do you even take that off without it insiding out and going over everything? No, I don't think footy pajamas are the way to go if you're ever going to step in a spittoon. I think it's barefoot or nothing. Can you think of a better way? Maybe if you have like if you have like a plastic bag over your foot and it's not going to on, then do it. But otherwise, I think barefoot and you just wash it off. What a gross. How do we always get on these gross topics whenever we're doing something? Willy Wonka says, can I buy through you, Alex? Some things, yes, but for the most part, I'd recommend just going straight when we do these auction sales is probably the preferred way to go. Justin says, thanks, it was set to 144p. Yeah, that would be blurry for sure. A lot of people don't know you can change the resolution settings on your device to make it more clear.
So 30. I'm 20, but 5, 20.
No, I think this is considered a bean pot more than a crock pot. My mom used to use one of these for putting cookies in. And so I always remember the old bean pot full of chocolate chip cookies specifically.
So $20 bill then I'm going to be held down, going to be 10 to 10 to 10, but I'm going to be negative 10. I'm
and honestly, I am so glad that all of this stuff is going to be finding new homes. That somebody will use it, that it's not just sitting on a shelf somewhere. The nice thing about an auction sale is that things instantly go to a new home and they instantly start being used rather than having it sit around the shop.
So 10. There she be. By golly, down this one down. Gonna be moving right along. 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 35.
We have some typewriters coming up, some old dollar coins. We'll see how the next little batch of things go. Nifto says I would complain because he's moving too fast. You know, the thing is, these items have been up available for bidding for a couple weeks now. And so if people are interested in bidding, what they'll generally do is they'll bookmark it. The auction site will also send them a text or an email letting them know that the lot is coming up for sale. So there's all sorts of other fail-safes in place. And it's fine. It's the next auction sale. I want them to take their time when we're putting actual really expensive artwork and stuff through, and statues and coins and high-end pocket watches, all of that stuff. It's like we can just turn it down a little bit and spend a little bit more time on that sale would be good. Steve says, does it give you nightmares to sell with no minimum? No, because when I have decided to sell something, it means that I'm ready for it to be out of my life. It means that it's ready for it to go to a new home, and I'm willing to let the market dictate what it should go for. I never second guess my decision to put something through with no reserve like that. If something is worth considerably more and I am stressing about it, I will probably try and find alternate ways to sell it.
Looking good so far. I'm going to be negative 20, 25, 30. Last call. Sold. $25 an hour. I'm gonna be real good buying the down, but 30.
There's a lot of antique coins, steel pennies. There's 1 year of steel penny that's actually worth a lot of money. It's not any of those. Those are, they have some value, but there's one that's worth like 10 grand or something crazy. I think it's the 40. Is it 45? Maybe somebody knows. I can't remember the exact year. Have a good night, Sandfire. Thanks for joining us as you did. Nice little silver bracelet with inlay. 30 for 30 for 35 for 35 negative 35 40 and if you're watching at home and if you're bidding, somebody says the 1943D in copper is the expensive one. There we go. You got to bid quick, because he's moving fast. Hamina hoomina hamina, bippity boppity boo.
Gonna be kind of cool. There she be. They're now gonna be Commonwealth Stadium time. There now, bit of a cool, gonna be -10. I'm bit of a cool, gonna be -10, 10. Hey now, bit of a cool, gonna be -10.
Don't know where Zoltar is going yet. I really like Zoltar, but we'll see. I had envisioned rolling him into my garage as being a fixture in there. And Melissa keeps, every time I say that, Melissa stops what she's doing, she stares at me and gives me a look. You know, the look that only a wife who thinks that her husband is crazy can give. I point the camera in her direction right now to show you. Oh, man. But let's be honest, that's not the first time Melissa's given me that look over something I've done. Now, if I said Zoltar needed to live in our bedroom, we got a nice little corner. He could just sit there and stare and talk to us all night long. It'd be soothing, like having a wise old grandfather sitting in our room, telling us that he sees us over there. I see you over there. Come, get your fortune from Zoltar.
Sold for $25.
These lots of watches would be good for somebody who likes to fix and repair and do something with them. And there are lots of people out there who like to do that stuff. I've had those sitting around for a long time.
$20 in hell, gonna be real good buys in hell, gonna be 20, 15 to down, bit of a cool, gonna be 20, 15, 20, 20, 20, 20, gonna be bit of a 20, 20, 20.
Daryl Brown says, I see a pole barn in your future. And I think you might be right.
Sold $15.
I might actually investigate that. We have a wooded area on the back of our property that, if cleared, would be a perfect spot for a little pole barn.
Sold 20 to down, but a real good bond to now. Room bum, but a cool, -20. Out of a time, 20 but 10. Room bum, but a
$10, folks.
Room bum, but a gun, -10, last call, gotta be 5, 5, and 5.
I've deciphered it. He said, grim bum, negative.
Move on.
Here we go, move on. I'm not sure what the grim bum hamada who. I'd like to see your translations of what you think the auctioneer is actually saying.
Sold. $7.50 an hour.
Okay, translate that for me, somebody. Grim bum hoom ha, bibby bobbity.
So $40 an hour, gonna be real good bonds an hour, gonna be thank you.
I don't set the starting price, no. The starting price is set by the auction house. They have a minimum start price of $7.50.
15. So $12.50 an hour, gonna be super duper good bonds an hour, gonna be 10.
I heard super duper in there.
Ooh, that's cool. 27. I'm a bit of a cool, got negative 10. 12 and a half, it'll be 10, get negative 10, 12 and a half, it'll be 10, 12 and a half, it'll be 10, get negative 10, 12 and a half, it'll be 10, would have been 12 and a half, it'll be 10, 12 and a half, 10, give negative 10, 12 and a half. So 10. Real good bonds and now.
I thought this was solid gold, and it might be, but it wasn't stamped, so I had to put gold tone on it. On the other side, it actually says it's a teachers association from 1958. And 70, 60, and 70. Somebody's going to have some Howling Wolf earrings before too long.
Going to be silver, tone Howling, Wolf earring time down, but 70. There should be by golly to down, going to be 70.
By
60,
golly, I think.
70, 60, 70, 60, 70. All right, we're down to down, going to be 60, 70 last call. Sold. $60 an M, bit of a real good bond an M, bit of a goon, good negative 10. I'm bit of a goon, bit of a gun, good negative 10. Dream bum, bit of a goon, good negative 10, 10, 10, bit of a one time here, negative 10.
John says, are you going to Homestead now? Maybe go off grid. You know, we're kind of thinking about not completely off grid, but we are thinking about solar. And we are thinking about having backup batteries and such, so that if the power went down, we would have our own power to supply ourselves with. That won't happen for a while. What is a pole barn? Like a stripper pole? No. A barn full of stripper poles? That is not what a pole barn is. That would be more exciting, but might end in my imminent divorce. No, a pole barn is just basically like telephone poles almost that they dig into the ground, and then you build a barn off of those. Essentially, that's like the most simple explanation of it.
12:15, we're going to let you all just slip away briefly for 5 minutes. just take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back on. But let's shoot for 12:15, and as kind of right around the noon hour, we can all do whatever we got to do for 5 minutes, and
that's more than 5 minutes.
Come right back to you. Fair enough. There it is, a down, bit of a 1, negative B, bit of a 21,
oh, I see he's going to take a break around him. Maybe that's why he's in such a rush.
Sold $15.
Maybe he had some very spicy salsa and it's getting through his stomach in a hurry.
Sold 17.5. Sold.
Military pins are cool. $7, that's pretty neat if you collect that sort of stuff.
Sold $7.5 an hour.
Yeah, recycled telephone poles for pole barn.
Nice brooch. Bit of 25, 30 to now. Bit of 30, bit of 35, bit of 35, get to negative 35, 30, 35, bit of 30, get to negative 35, bit of 35, bit of 35. So, I'm bit of a cool move on, time to now. I'm bit of a cool, give it negative 20, 10 to down, give it to 10 to down. Bit of a gun, give it negative 10. See,
if a person wants to bid, you just put your little mouse right there and click, which I'm not going to do. Somebody did. Timeless timepieces.
Sold $5 an hour. Real good bonds an hour.
We're thinking about getting maybe just like 3 or 4 chickens. How many chickens do you think? 5? Melissa apparently thinks I don't need a chicken. I don't want my own chicken. I don't want that responsibility. Melissa wants 5 chickens, 1 for each of us. That's her rationale. What about 5 chickens?
15, 20.
Santi, you got to change your resolution on your end. You can switch it to 720p or 4 whatever it is. It'll improve it. No rooster, Randy. We do not want little baby chickens. We just want their eggs. We don't eat. They're gonna be like pets who we collect their eggs from, basically. No, I couldn't imagine having a rooster in that area with it cockadoodle doing all night long and chasing us around in our own backyard, trying to take out the behind our kneecaps like all birds do. If you ever see like a Canada goose and you go, oh, isn't it majestic? Just try walking near one. They instantly turn into dinosaurs. Like, if you could rename a goose, it would be like kneecap dino. They'll come chasing after you if you're not careful. 12.5. Judith says Alex is shocked by 5 chickens, but Alex brings home lots of cars. Cars can just sit there, and sure, they don't drop eggs, they drop oil on the floor, but you know, they can be sold. A chicken is a responsibility. That's like adding 5 pets to the family. You got to check on them, make sure they're healthy, and feed and water and all that stuff. Make sure they're warm in winter. Well, I guess at least they'll have little buddies. They're kind of going through a batch of jewelry here. Agate, I can't remember what type of stone that handle is on this glove hook. Roosters crow all night long. Yeah, our neighbors would not appreciate that. And John says chickens will put a dent in the bug population, which is good too.
Your turn again too there now. You see how this goes.
Melissa wants a farm, but not a huge farm. She's happy with our acreage. She doesn't want a farm, but Melissa grew up on a farm, but she likes elements of the farm, but does not want all of the land to have to deal with, or the vast amount of animals and fields and stuff. So our acreage, our rural property should be just perfect for that. It's a nice compromise. There's 10 karat solid gold. That is a pretty cool piece. Probably an old one too, looking at that has 1920s or 30s sort of styling all over it. Wait, you can freeze a chicken egg? Why didn't I know this? Why?
So $190.
Does this still taste like a regular egg when you...
Engineering.
Oh, it's like scrambled eggs or for baking if you freeze it. Huh. Leslie says her boyfriend has 5 chickens. He gets a lot of eggs. That's cool. I am a fan of eggs. I might not become a fan of eggs if that's all we ever eat.
Gonna be 10 down, gonna be 10, 12 and a half, gonna be 12 and a half, gonna be 12 and a half, 15, 15, 10, 10, gonna be 12 and a half, 15, gonna be 12 and a half, 15, gonna be 1, 1, 1, and 20.
Oh, some more Masonic pins and stuff coming up.
Looking real good so far.
Dehydrating eggs works really well too.
So $15, there should be my gunners in hell, this one there now.
Oh, Deb Brown says you can put egg whites in an ice cube tray and freeze them.
I'm gonna dupe, swoop down to the bottom. 10, 15, 10 down, 10, 15,
Somebody's asking a question. Are you keeping anything from the shop for yourself? No, not really.
So 10 down, do it again.
Well, obviously, if I find, you know, Redline Hot Wheels or stuff that I collect, yeah, maybe. There's probably a couple things that I'll try and sell separately that would be worth a bit more.
There now. 12 and a half, 15, there now. Gonna be last call down, but 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15. So right there now. Gonna be bomb, but gonna be negative beam, but 20, 1, 20, gonna be negative 20, but 20, but 20, gonna be negative 20, but 20.
We had a coop heater, but they would have been fine without one. Heat effects.
Bit of a coon, gonna be negative beam, bit of a 1, 1, 1, but 20, gonna be negative 20, 1, 1, but 20, gonna be negative 20, but 20, but 5, but 20, gonna be negative 20, but 5, but 20, gonna be negative 20, but 5, but 20.
Hey, somebody's bidding on this named Becca Hodge, and next there's a Rebecca Lodge Masonic pin. If Becca Hodge doesn't bid on the Becca Lodge pin, it's like almost her name. It's actually a cool pin with the moon and the stars and the peace dove. It's the ladies chapters of the Masons. It's pretty cool. Oh boy, they just flipped right past that. Somebody said maybe beehives. I don't fancy myself as a beekeeper, but you know, Melissa says maybe.
$10 right there.
Probably. Boy, I didn't think that'd be my future. Putting on the beekeeping gear and cleaning out honey out of beehives. But I guess, yeah, we could probably get a hive. I don't know how to maintain a hive, but I guess that's something we could do. Honeybees are just the nicest little bugs. They don't really bother you. They just want flowers and go make honey and stuff. They're just so good for the environment too. Mind you, wasps and hornets also pollinate, but they're just evil, vicious little things. Angry. Especially after Steve and I got chased around on our property last year by a whole bunch of them. Well, I guess they were a little annoyed that I mowed over top of their ground nest. Terry, we don't need a GoFundMe to save Zoltar. It's a matter of space. It's a matter of whether Zoltar has a place in our new future, our new life.
So for $20 right there, they're now gonna be real good bonds. They're now gonna be thank you. Time down, gonna be 10, 12 and a half, gonna be 10, 12 and a half. 10, they're down, gonna be 10, 12.
Yeah, they are definitely
12 and a half, 15.
They're definitely going through everything really quickly, but honestly, I'm okay to see everything go. If you're interested in bidding, you just have to bid quick, that's all. Don't hesitate. Those are funky earrings. Those are pretty cool. Oh, I see. There's a little piece of enamel missing out of that one. So maybe if somebody had a little black paint, you could touch that up. You'd never notice.
So $15 in hell. Gonna be buying gullies in hell. Hey, damn, move on, time, damn, but 20.
I think these are 925 silver.
20 but 10. Do you
and your family do spring break vacations being from Canada? That's the thing, is that spring in Canada isn't necessarily all that warm. So it's not like you go camping or do anything like that. So we pretty much just take spring break as being a bit of downtime, a bit of time to get caught up on stuff, to sleep in. We've not vacationed during spring break really too much. But summer is a different story.
This summer might not be a big summer of travel for us because we do have to move a house and build a garden and start our kind of homesteading out there. So we do have a lot of work to do this summer at our property, but I do want to do a little bit more travel in the future.
Kind of a cool little pendant. There were some nice micro mosaic brooches and stuff, Italian, that I think is coming up pretty soon.
I'm -20, get -20, but 5, -20, get -20, but 5, -20, get -20, but 5, but 5, 5, but 5. So for $20 right there, they're down, gonna move on down, but 15, 15, teen, then down. I'm 15, 15, teen, and -15, 15, 15, teen, there, down, get -15, 15. So $12.50 in down, gonna be good bond, they're down, move on down, get -10, 12.5. 10 there down, gonna be 10 there down.
Go Inspire says they have family in Nova Scotia and would love to visit them. Yeah, we actually quite like going up to the east coast of Canada. It's just very laid back and nice and peaceful. It's just great out there. So we'd like to go up to the east coast again when we have an opportunity.
15, down, 12.5, 15. I'm 15, but 21, but 21, get -20, but 20, but 20, 15, 20. I'm 15, down, get -21, but 20. I still am gonna get 20, but 5, but 20, get -20.
Oh, this one's getting some bids.
Get -20, but 5. Now 30. 100 down, get -30, they're down. Gonna be 22.5, but 5, 5, 5, but 5, 5, 5, but 5, but 5, 5, 5, but 5, 22.5, but 5. So for 22 and 50, I now move on down, gonna be 10, down, get -10, 12.5, gonna be 10, but 12.5, gonna be 10, get -10, 12.5. 10, they're down, gonna be 10, 10.
And for those of you watching the auction sale live right now, the auction will continue on. They have 780-ish lots to go, or 780 lots total. So it'll be going on for probably the next hour or two. You can log in. Melissa just posted the link. It's kauctions.ca and look for the curiosity sale. And Kastner is our preferred local auction house because they do these online sales and they're not afraid to ship. There are some auctions that don't ship, and so that doesn't serve me any good because most of you aren't here. If you were, you would have come in the store and probably bought some of this stuff in person. But the auction puts it out there for anybody to have a chance at it.
12.5, 15, 12.5, 15, 12.5, 15, down, gonna be held on there, down, gonna be 12.5, 15, last call. So
also, if you've not subscribed to our channel yet, there are many more exciting adventures ahead. Many more things going to be happening in the near future, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for those adventures. If you like the renovations and the clear outs that we do and the unboxings, well, that's all going to continue. So very few things will change about what we're doing in our life other than the fact that when I'm buying stuff, it will go through an auction or sold online versus going into the store. Polecat says waiting for the Volkswagen bus resto. Yeah, me too. I got to get that out of the... We have two Volkswagen buses actually. The 1961 Volkswagen that's the good one, but it's in the worst shape. So it's going to take a lot of doing to get that one going again. The 77 Westphalia that I have, I'll go do an update video on that pretty soon because I never really did show you guys too much about that. That we're hoping to actually take the family camping in and pack a tent with us and go out to campgrounds hopefully this summer. It's getting some mechanical work right now, and then I'll try and get it in for paint before too long and just make it look really cute. Randy, I still have the Plymouth wagon actually. I will need to sell that car. It actually runs and drives. Now that it's spring, it should sell pretty quickly, I would think. Gold toe. Well, that should be gold tone.
So for 20 right there,
if you have a gold toe, you should seek help from a physician. Or not. Or just yoink it off and sell it. Gold's gone up in value.
10, 12, 50, 10, 12, 50, 12.5, 15.
That James Bond villain Goldfinger, he'd really be handy.
12.5, 15, 12.5, 15, there,
the man with the golden toe.
15, 15, hey, what about 15? What you bid 15, 15,
Gold Bunyan. He's the man with the golden toe. Again, this is why I can't write James Bond theme songs. Justin Thompson says Pirate Toe. I was listening to a comedian. I can't remember which one it was. It was Dimitri Martin or who it was, but he said pirates, they never seem to bring the right size of chest. Because in the pictures, the treasure's always sticking out of the pirate chest. Golden Bunyan.
So for $200 even dollars,
give him Mr. Bond. Why are you taking your sock off, Gold Bunyan? No reason.
So $15 in now. So right there, head down.
Oh, this is a nice little micro mosaic. They take tiny little bits of, I think it's like glass, and they make these little brooches and display. They're pretty cool, actually.
45.50. I know. How about that? I'm gonna be 45.50. 45 down. Gonna be 45. What about 50? 45.50. Looking real good so far. I'm gonna be 45.
Terry says Melissa's shaking her head off camera.
45.50.
Yeah, Melissa's nodding yes. Yes, she is.
On the piece, these are cool. Piece earring times and now gonna be silver time down, bit of a 30, out of a 20. Gotta be 20 to them, should be 20. I'm a bit of a cool, gonna be 20.
Piece earrings. Let's see, maybe they go $5 to somebody. I should have offered those to Abigail. I bet she would have worn those. Hey, Melissa. Abigail would have worn them. This is where I'm having regrets. My daughter would have liked those piece earrings, so that's all right. We'll find other piece earrings down the road.
Sold 10.
Abigail's dressing like a little hippie lately. Almost bell bottoms and the whole thing. What's old is new again. I like that this is a wishbone. That's kind of neat. So I'm going to stay on until we get to... What should I stay on to? Well, there's lots of neat stuff. It's hard to figure out when to stop. I do have to be in a different town in an hour to go and buy more stuff to sell. So I'll probably stay on until, I don't know, the Charlie McCarthy spoons, let's say. I'll stay on until lot 6206, so another 5 lots, and then I'll log out. A wishbone, not a witchbone.
Could be cool, could be valuable. 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15. 15, 12 and a half, 15.
If you're from Billings, Montana, and you want to have a hockey ring, there's your opportunity.
So 12 and a half there now. I'm gonna be goodbye, move on, time down, but about 30. 100,000 there now. I'm gonna be 30 there now. I'm gonna be
That's a pretty ring.
35, 35.
I didn't check this one with a diamond tester, but those might be little diamond chips. You never know. If you win this, Becky or whoever is bidding on this, if you win it, get a diamond tester. Let me know if it was diamond.
40. So for $35.
Silver chain with mom pendant.
Here it is, now. I'm gonna be 21, but 20, but gonna be 15, there now, gonna be 15, down, 15, gonna be 21, but 20, 15, but 20, gonna be 20.
It's either a mom pendant or if you flip it upside down, it's a wow pendant.
15, 20. So $15, real good buys it now. Gonna be 10.
Vintage folding knives. There are loads of people who buy knives like this to restore. They'll redo the blade completely, redo the handle, they'll make them look like brand new. It's a lot of fun, actually. A lot of times you find the old caps and they're missing the badges, so it's kind of nice to find the badge. Put the two together. You are. Charlie McCarthy spoons. At one time, one of the world's famous puppets. Him and Mortimer Snurd.
So $10 in now.
Somebody brought this to the store. She traded me this giant, weird, random wall art thing for a couple packages of incense. I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna use this thing. It looks like it belongs in an old boogie van.
So 10. There it is. You're down.
This was random. This is found in an attic, a bunch of baby food tins, but from the 40s. If you're a movie producer, or if you're doing decor, you could probably do something pretty cool with those.
Oh, Gerber times, they're all empty.
Yeah, thankfully
Thank
they're empty.
God. You're thinking the same thing.
But if you lined them up, you can make it look like you have a 1940s store. Actually, people who have like an old general store set up or like a historical kind of thing, that'd be neat for that anyway. I'm sitting on a couple more lots than I thought I would because he's moving pretty quick.
Really cool. 80, 90, 90 there, now gonna be $90 there, now gonna be 90. Should have started at 500. 80 now, 90. I'm gonna be going to be 90 but 1. I'm gonna be going to be negative be 1 1 1 but 1 but 1 but 1 1 1 but 90 but 1 but 1.
Let's see if it cracks $100 on that. Actually, you can combine the two lots that are back to back there and have yourself a
so 90 there
little
should be
matching collection.
Congratulations. Here it is, down. Going to be World War II down. Going to be forces.
Darth Vader's mask was actually designed after a World War II German helmet with a gas mask on, which you may or may not know. I'm sure Matthew Fox probably knows. But if you ever look at a World War II German helmet with a gas mask and then look at that compared to Darth Vader, you'll see it's pretty darn close.
45, 50, 45, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, last call. So, $45 in hell. Room bomb, but a cup and heck of a beam, but a 30 there in hell. I'm but a 35.
Okay, then we got some toys and collectibles coming up. Lots of fun stuff to go. For you watching at home, I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to turn down the auctioneer for a second here as it's going through the 77 Sunset strip game, and I'll flip it back. Oh, hey, it's me. I've been here the whole time. Did you know that? My voice was there. The auction still has a little while to go. There's still over 400 lots left, almost 500 lots actually left. So if you are watching at home, you still have an opportunity to bid if you're watching live right now. If you're not watching live, then and you're watching this after the fact, I hope you enjoyed seeing what some things sell for. It gives you an idea if you're buying and reselling what the market currently is bearing for stuff. So when you're buying, you don't make a mistake of maybe overpaying, or maybe you see something that you have at home that is worth money and you didn't know was worth anything. So guys, I am off actually to go on an adventure. I'm going on a pick, which I'll try and film. I don't know if they'll let me film inside the house, but they'll probably let me film stuff after if I buy anything. I'm going to stop at the store, visit Bill a little bit. So there's things I got to go do, but I think I'm going to bring my son Jason with me if he's up to it. And we'll go on an adventure together, spend some time with the kid, and off I go. So thank you all very much for watching today's live feed. Stay tuned for more auction sale episodes. We have 2 more sales coming up. Two count. Well, that was 4. There will be more. There's always gonna be more auction sales. The big auction sale, actually, where the bulk of the antiques that are currently in our store, that sale is happening in the middle of May, and I'll get the exact date for you soon, but that's the one you're going to want to watch. There's a lot of historic items, a lot of really great treasures, a lot of great high-end stuff. It's going to be a really cool sale. So stay tuned for more of those episodes. For all of you at home, thank you again for watching. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.